Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures, Wheel. Wow, I picked this like 3 weeks ago, but now we're doing it because I wanted to wait for a little bit. So we're here now. We brought Bab Jeb along in his 360p quality. And
Shut up.
Sorry. I've been wanting to listen to this for a long time. This is like one of the best post-punk, one of the first post-punk records out. And I've heard Disorder and Level Tears Apart. Love both of those songs. I think they're fantastic. So I want to check out the whole record. I wanted to be able to listen to the record before I bought the t-shirt, so nobody will confront me about not knowing the music. But this album cover is a classic. I think everybody knows this album cover at least. But
Mountains.
Yeah, I think this record has like a whole bunch of backstory. I believe the vocalist died like a year after this came out, and then the band shifted into. So there's a whole thing there. But honestly, you guys can explain that better in the comments than I will. I'm just kind of here to listen to this thing. And then I'm sure Genius will provide context and I can go through that. But yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if we have anything else to add. Otherwise, we can jump in.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea of what we're getting into, so I'm just ready to jump in blind.
Epic. Track 1, Disorder.
Zaha.
I think my descriptor
Take on Me
to you
sample
was
before Take on Me came out.
Yeah, I think my example to you was just if Talking Heads were depressed. So
Yes, I think that is, yeah. Which is true. I think I've heard this song before.
oh yeah, I have it in our playlist, so I'm sure you've heard it.
Oh, that might be where. It sounds like it's hard to tell with these like types of songs because it's like I feel like I've heard this in like an 80s movie or something, but there's so many songs that sound like this. Kind of hard to differentiate.
That's the guitar riff that just gets stuck in your head for like days after you hear it.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know.
Ominous whooshing. Disorder. The intro.
I thought that song was alright. It's nothing I'm like wowed by, but pretty solid. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like when I first heard this song, I was like, that was cool. But then like I kept playing it over and over again, and I liked it more and more through like repeat listens. Because like, I don't know, just the bass line's really, really, really good, and the guitar playing is really good, where it like gets stuck in your head, and then I keep coming back to it. So I feel like on first listen, it's like this is a cool song until like you keep coming back to it. Which I always like that kind of music because then it just like kind of sticks with me and it doesn't like fall out of my rotation. But yeah, I do really like that as an intro. Lyrics touching on obviously depression. He also had epilepsy, so I think a lot of the lyrics were like leaning towards that as well. But yeah, just the flow of the track goes really well. The bass line is just, I think, my favorite part of the song, and then that main guitar riff. But good opener.
I like the guitar on that one. I'm not big on the like the Talking Heads type vocal delivery, but otherwise I think that was, like you said, the bass line and the guitar were really nice. But yeah, just not the biggest fan of like that type of vocal delivery. But
Yeah,
it was still very nice to me.
I'm not usually either. I think I prefer the Talking Heads quirk, where
True.
they're quirked up.
Quirky white
They are
boy.
quirked up.
They're quirky white boys and girls. So yeah, I don't know. I agree. I'm not really the biggest fan of those vocals either, but whatever.
Track 2, Day of the Lords.
But it's Who's Monday?
changed. It sounds like another brick in the wall opening. Or
Little
is
bit.
it just the wall? I don't remember.
It's one of those.
Sounds like
yeah.
the doom, boom.
The bass line especially.
Yeah.
The 7 seconds of silence for today. Day of the Lords.
That one was all right. That one really reminded me of Pink Floyd throughout the whole thing. Specifically Wall stuff, which I looked up. This album came out like 4 months before The Wall. So I doubt either one was stealing from each other. I'm sure
I
it's
think
just
a coincidence. Yeah.
coincidence, but I couldn't get that out of my head. And I was
No,
like,
yeah,
well,
the
I'd
bass
rather-
line especially seemed very similar.
Yeah. Like, well, I'd rather be listening to that song. So I don't know. Kind of ruined for me, but
I actually
alright.
liked it more than Something on the Wall just because of like the Wall is so grandiose and over the top all the time. I feel like this is like that, but it kind of keeps it toned down. There's kind of like a gloomy element to a lot of this so far. So I feel like the atmosphere fits it a lot better here than it did on The Wall. I still think they're both two fantastic tracks, though. Yeah, but I feel like his vocal fit more on this track than it did on Disorder. It felt like his kind of like vocal style fit a lot better, especially on like the refrain. But yeah, the main thing that's driving me right now is the guitars and the bass line. I think those are both really fantastic so far.
Yeah, I was also kind of thinking that it was a Wall song the entire time. And I used to be like into that like Wall stuff, not as much anymore. But especially from this time period, I'm not too big on like the whole like grand, like you said, like the Walls is just like this big, huge, like it's all over the top all the time. But yeah, that pretty much was just a Pink Floyd song to me. So yeah,
Gothic
But
Pink Floyd.
gothic Pink Floyd. But from this time period, I'm a lot bigger of a fan of like the floaty stuff and not like the like. This isn't really, I don't know. It's post punk, I guess, but not like today's post.
It's not today's post punk
So,
by far.
yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
the beginning of post punk movement.
There's a 2-minute song on this record.
Oh,
That would not happen
Yeah.
in a modern day post
Well, post punk
That's
songs
true.
usually aren't too long. Post rock is when you get really long.
post rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, that was just a Pink Floyd song to me, and not the type of Pink Floyd that I like, which is Dark Side of the Moon. I don't care if it's overrated. I like it.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take. All right, enough of Pink Floyd. Track 3, Candidate.
I'll start with the 7 seconds of silence.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
The fade in. Not often
Okay.
heard.
Okay.
Oh, I've since lost a heart.
Oh, some 80s Swan stuff. Spooky Zone.
Spooky zone.
It is October.
Good timing.
That's right.
It's creeping up slowly. There's blood on your finger. Brought on by fear. I can't pay for nothing.
Candidate.
Candidate.
Candidate. I think I'm exactly middle of the road on that one.
Okay.
I do not hate anything about it, but there wasn't anything about that song that was jumping out at me at being particularly impressive or something that I was really jamming to.
I felt like the fastest 3-minute song ever.
That is true.
Which is
I
strange.
guess that's good.
I don't know. I really love the atmosphere here. Again, it reminded me of like some 90s or 80s Swan stuff. Toned down a little bit, of course. This was made in 79, so way before that stuff. But like this gothic rock of like these like very reverbed vocals, these guitars that are very kind of like dark tones and stuff. Again, I would have liked this track to go for like 5 minutes, really build that atmosphere a little bit. But I definitely get what they were going for here. I think it's a good in-between track, I'm assuming. Because it didn't seem like it did anything like huge, but I think it's still a nice piece to include in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too big on that one. It's just the vocalist, I think, for me is the biggest thing that I'm just not vibing with.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm not big on that kind of delivery and like, yeah. So.
Yeah, anyone has that kind of delivery, it reminds me of the B-52s. And that just immediately pulls me out. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But it's like weird because it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's like a very specific thing about it that I don't like. Like with the Talking Heads, like you said, it's like they kind of have that quirk to them that makes it entertaining. But this one, it's just kind of like, yeah.
And like Black Country has like a dry humor that goes along with like spoken word. So it's a very different.
Yeah.
And his is very like, like punchy. And this one's just kind of like, I don't know.
He like really like puts out his words. There's a very like, I don't want to say preachy, but it's a weird delivery for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Christian spoken word things where they're like, I'm like preaching like a this.
Well, they're just projecting more. It's like a weird
church.
church. All right, track 4.
It's weird because it's like I like Black Country New Road like vocalists a lot, but then this one's like so it's like a very like specific.
It's like some kind of disconnect
threshold.
Yeah. Epic.
Maybe by the end of this, you'll grow to love it.
Maybe I'll change my mind.
That's right.
And be like, don't.
I am a fence sitter after all.
I am somewhat of a centrist myself. Track 4, Insight.
Mic
It's
check.
a scary album.
This is a scary album. Good timing,
Where's
I
the
guess.
jump scare?
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. The fun fade in.
Mysterious fade in.
The mysterious fade in.
They don't rise up just to sound.
I like the whoop whoop.
Oh yeah. Doo doo.
Doo doo whoop whoop.
I'm not afraid, not at all. When we were
It's like when you swing the tennis racket in Wii Sports and you miss the ball.
That's so true.
the sense of style and the taste.
Oh. Space Zone.
Space shootout.
Space time.
That's right. I really like just having 15 seconds of silence.
I actually like that, but like it doesn't work for our format right now because we have to pause. Insight.
I think that's my favorite song.
Okay.
I like the.
Yeah, it's so quirky. That's the quirk that was missing for me.
Yeah.
The depressed quirk, but
The depressed quirk,
Yeah.
but still quirk.
yeah.
I figured out.
Okay.
I figured it out.
Truth bomb.
The image is a stacked plot of the radio emissions given out by a pulsar, which is a rotating neuron star. Don't know what that means. One
But
of
it
you nerds
sounds
gets it.
cool.
It's astronomy. Which is going to be on our second channel. Oh, our third channel.
Yeah.
What's our second channel?
Boytime Podcast.
Oh,
Of course.
I do that for.
Shameless plug. I don't know. I don't. I really love the writing on this track. I think it's like probably the most impactful, knowing that like he died like a year after this. With these lyrics and stuff, I feel like the vocal delivery didn't match exactly what I was feeling with the instrumental. Again, it feels like he's kind of projecting this thing, where it feels like it should be like a more monotone, more spoken word ish.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say because you'd want like more expression, but like I feel like whatever fit this track would be like a little bit like toned down a bit. That's kind of nitpicky though, because I do think the instrumentals and the atmosphere of this track is really great. It's very low key. This album's going to take a lot of listens. This is not one that hits you in the face at all. So first reaction, I'm enjoying it, but like this is going to take a lot to like really dive into, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most ambient one.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So I like that. But yeah, I like the intro with all the spooky time.
The doors
noises,
and gates and whatever.
the
those
doors
are.
and the yeah, that's probably my favorite so far. So very nice time.
Very nice.
That's our fourth channel.
Borat.
Our
very,
Borat
very
channel.
nice time.
Nice time.
All right. Track 5, New Dawn Fades.
That's my favorite Twilight film.
Me too, actually. We should kiss.
It's like when they get faded up in the movie. They call them New Dawn Fades.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Robert Pattinson with a sick fade.
Bella's chiefing down big doinks on Amish.
Oh, that's a movie I want to see.
What song is this?
New Dawn Fades.
Frick. I'll get it
Lost
later.
it?
I'll get it later. The bass is the real MVP of this album, though.
That is true.
We'll give you everything and more. This thing's too much, can't take much more.
This was the one song that should have had a fade out.
We don't
And it has
need
fades in the name.
I know.
Frick. Kind of an
thinking-
oversight there.
I would, say,
I think that one's my favorite, though. I will say.
I would agree.
Yeah. War Pigs was the song I was thinking of. Black Sabbath. That guitar part sounded very similar to it.
Oh,
Yeah. I think it's something. There's something to say that like this. There's every song in this record reminds us of something. I think that's definitely a plus for this thing.
yes.
It might be like a barrier for like us to enjoy it to the fullest extent, just because like we've seen or we've heard so many things like it.
Yep.
But I still think that track is fantastic. I think that one and Disorder are my favorites so far. But I think lyrically, extremely well written. Very very heavy lyrical content. Again, I think his vocals actually very much matched like the epicness of this track that's going with it this time. I didn't have any issues with the vocals at all on that one. I thought that worked very well.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think this is the only song so far I've put into winning playlist.
Okay.
I thought that this one was pretty solid. I am going to compare this movie. I'm going to compare this album to the hit
Yo.
film, The Seven Samurai, because I saw that movie after years of seeing TV shows and movies that have come after it and have been influenced by it. And so when I saw the original, I was like, oh, that's kind of lame because I've already seen this with like a spin where they're like, oh, this is Seven Samurai, but cool laser swords or whatever. This is the kind of vibe I'm getting where it's like, okay, this has obviously influenced a lot, but it seems like I probably enjoy the influences a little bit more than the actual record. But
I feel
I'm, I am still enjoying it. It's not like I'm sitting here hating it, but it's just like, oh, I wish I could be listening to this song that kind of reminds me of or whatever, stuff like that.
Love this song, but oh, the influences.
Ooh, I was actually born in the wrong generation this time and was exposed to too many music that sounds like this.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite so far. Bassline carried that entire song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely, the guitar in the beginning was very, very raw, I guess is a good word to say it. But yeah, that's my favorite so far.
Yeah, they had the My Bloody Valentine guitar without the 16 guitar pedals on there. That's what that sounded like.
This is truly shoegaze.
It truly is. He kind of sounded like Bowie in like the second verse there, which I really like too.
Yeah,
I forgot to bring that up, but like I feel like Bowie was the same where like I had to really try to like get Bowie's vocals because I always found them annoying for the longest time until I really started getting it. So I feel like the same is going to happen here. I think this album is just going to be a grower like overall because I love Disorder, but I had to hear that song like 3 or 4 times before I was like really like in. So
yeah, that would make sense.
very good so far. I'm just like we're gonna need a lot more listens on this thing.
There's a
right.
disconnect here.
Yes, we will bridge the gap, but not in this first reaction video because that's literally impossible.
That's right.
All right. She's Lost Control, track 6.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Oh, it's She Lost Control. I only heard She's Lost.
Oh.
Or did she go?
She doesn't know.
Maybe her control key fell off her keyboard.
This is quirked up, though.
This is quirked up.
And she turned around and took me by the hand and said, I've lost control again. And she expressed herself in many different ways until she lost control again. And walked upon the edge of no escape and laughed, I lost control.
She's lost control.
That one's my favorite.
Okay.
They keep one-upping themselves.
True.
I like that one.
I think we're
That
getting more
one was
used to it,
pretty
too.
Well, that too. Yeah, I'm loving the quirk. These last few songs have had that quirk, and I love that. Because this obviously is not anything that I would listen to generally. Not much into post-punk, admittedly. I know it might come as a surprise to regular viewers.
We just make him listen to it all the time.
That's true. But you know, if I'm listening to post punk or anything like that, it needs the quirk. Otherwise, I'm going to be bored. And I'm glad this has some quirk to it. It's giving me something to latch onto here.
It's like a Twin Peaks quirk. It's like kind of fun, but also like very dark and mysterious.
Yes.
This track especially.
Yes.
There's like these really weird percussion things happening that are really cool. It kind of just expands the whole soundscape of the song to seem like very empty and minimal. But there's like this weird like disco dance groove that's really cool about it. And again, just like I love his vocal performance on the song, actually. Like, I've really grown into it on this one, especially. Just like the chorus of like she's lost control again. There's like enough of a monotone there, but like you can tell he's like kind of very, very into like what's happening. I think the song's about epilepsy, so he's like very, very into it. But it's like a very tough topic for him. So I don't know, the delivery he has here is perfect. It really matches, and then you just have like this like groove going on in the background. Despite like these super dark lyrics, there's just still this groove going on. So yeah, that song's fantastic. I think that's, I don't know, the past three have all been really great. So
I would agree. Yeah.
I didn't really like that one.
There's a new Jerry in town.
Oh, no.
Nar.
Arnar.
Nar.
I don't know. I usually don't mind repetition, but I just wasn't feeling that one. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I just not feeling that one.
So that's what it's like.
So that's what it's like. That's crazy. All right. Shadowplay, track 7.
Ooh.
Okay,
We're going on a race.
It's a Whiplash song.
Happy its 8th anniversary is the day we're recording this, actually.
Let's go.
Happy Whiplash Day, everyone.
How do you celebrate? Let us know in the
Not my tempo.
I get
that's
abused
nice.
by a mentor.
I was moving through the silence without motion, waiting for you. In a window in the corner, I found truth. There's the assassin's old group, 10-4 lines dancing on the floor. And with cold steel odor around their bodies, made a move to connect to the center of the city of the night, waiting for you.
Okay, this album's really good. I don't know what happens. There was this, we were talking about how it's gonna take a lot of listens, and then the album just like keeps like creeping up and being better and better. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I don't know if it was just like
I don't know if
it
I
was
get used
that
to
we were
it.
not used to it,
Yeah,
or if it is just a slow to start record.
I don't know.
But yeah, that one was great. I like that song a lot. I'm usually not a fan of guitar solos unless it's Prince.
That sounded
but
so good.
that was a great guitar solo.
I think
Yeah.
the reason is because like there's not a guitar that clean and bright on the entirety of the record, except maybe Disorder, but that's
Yeah.
like a different kind of tone. This one felt like it was like a really bright guitar to like kind of bring it up. Yeah, this is getting great. I've come across on him vocally. I think I really, really like his vocal style now. I think it's working with a lot of these recent tracks. Now I'm interested on like Candidate and Insight if like I'm gonna enjoy that more now. So I don't know. This crept up a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna take like the whole first listen and then going back to be like, oh, but yeah, this thing is just getting better and better actually.
Yeah, I like that one a lot more. So
I was
No.
I was prepared.
no
for
Jerry
you to-
2 time.
Okay, Jerry 2-time. Everybody
Yeah.
better call me that in the comments. I like that.
It'd be like Jerry's 7 time at this point.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the guitar carries for me. Still not big on the vocals, but I'm just focusing on the instrumentals at this point. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. Honestly, like I probably wouldn't really be super into it, but that ending with the guitar solo was like, oh yeah, yeah. That's
They got groove down for sure. There's a
Yeah.
certain repetition in there that gets you by the end of tracks.
Mhm.
All right, Wilderness.
Should we do the classic twofer?
Oh, you're feeling too far? Okay, I can mess with
I-
that actually. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Wilderness.
It's better be 2 minutes of ambient forest sounds. I don't think it is.
That's what it sounds
not.
like.
Genius showing me 3 verses would determine that that's a lie. The reverb is actually making the drum sound like a lot more complicated than they are.
Yes.
Drums carried that song. That was great.
I agree. That one was fun.
Oh. I thought it was just gonna be Disorder again.
Yeah, it's the same song.
Got a different vocalist.
Yeah, that's true. This is what post-punk is known for. Call and response.
They don't do it enough.
They don't do it enough.
That would perfectly transition into the Better Call Saul theme song, I will say.
That's true.
Someone do that.
That's
I'll do that. That's
Someone.
my job. I'm editing. Wilderness and Interzone.
I think I like Interzone more than I like AutoZone.
Okay. That's a good start.
Which is to say, I really love AutoZone.
I'm there all the time.
My favorite store. Yeah, I don't know. Those didn't have the it factor that the last 4 tracks had for me.
Yeah, I'm glad we did them together.
Yes.
I feel like
would
I
not
got
have
to flow the
anything
record
to
a lot
say.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the drums on Wilderness. Just the reverb on it to make it gave it such a cool texture and rhythm to it, even though like it made this drum pattern sound a lot more complicated than it was, which was like really cool. I do really like the call and response in Interzone. I think just like the driving nature of the track was a good switch up because we haven't really had a big moment like that since New Dawn Fades, where the guitars kind of like rose up and it was like more of an epic sound. So I think that was a good switch up. Really like the bassist vocals there. I guess he goes on in New Order to be the new vocalist, so that makes sense. But the call and response was cool. Cool texture between like, you know, just like like one of the vocalists like right channel. They're like talking over each other, kind of a cool like texture thing. But yeah, I thought those 2 tracks were pretty good. I don't think they stand up to like the track 4 through like 7 streak that we had. But like I'm not complaining at all if you're just playing this whole album through. Like it's still pretty good sequencing wise.
Yeah, I thought those were okay. I'm pretty neutral on those 2. Nothing really stood out to me as being like, this is the best song. But yeah, I'm not too big on call and response, so that might have been why. But yeah, they're okay. And nothing bad, nothing good for me.
It made it sound dated, I will say that, but I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. While Interzone was going on, I looked up when London Calling came out because I'm like, what does the
It was in
end
the
of punk
70s, I
mean?
think. Yeah.
It was the same year,
Okay.
1979. I'm like, oh, so punk ended like 2 months before this.
London Calling's pretty good, so.
Oh no, I like that
Yeah,
record.
yeah. All right. Last track, 6-minuter. I remember nothing.
It's gonna be me after this song.
It's gonna wipe your memory.
Dementia Simulator.
Yeah. This is not the same album.
No. Sounds like a weirdo Michael Jackson song.
Demented Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Someone broke my light.
Like how you both turned at the same time. Oh, that's so Swans. That's so weird. Oh, that's like straight out of a song. That's crazy. I don't remember which one though.
We stare from each side. Moves on reaction, then slumps in despair.
I'm running out of things to break.
I only have so many lamps. When I'm on a roller coaster.
All right. That song's a masterpiece.
I'm glad you
Calling
said
it. Calling it. On record.
I disagree.
Okay.
I did not like that song. I'll be the one to say it, so that Bab Jab doesn't have to.
You're so
Bab
brave
Jab.
for that.
I know. I don't want you to take all the heat. I want the old heads to come after me too. I don't know. It was just too long. For what it was.
He said the thing.
It's a catchphrase. I'm bringing it back.
Yo.
Put it on a t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know. For what it was too long. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was the most hypnotic one.
Yes.
I'll say. So that
Yeah.
was the one where I was actually like in it the whole time and not, like just, oh, that's cool, that's cool. I was actually, like, yeah.
True.
I think New Dawn Fades is still my favorite, but I like that one too.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like this one it's tied for my favorite. I don't know. There's a lot of these songs are really good actually, now that I think about it. Man, this record crept up so quickly. But yeah, I think I Remember Nothing is a perfect closer. It really does sound like soundtracks for the Blind Swans, except condensed into like a little 6-minute package, especially the vocals. Like they're so like chilling, and then like there's like these ad libs that are almost whispered in the ear. It's super eerie. Like the atmosphere is fantastic. It's just you don't have to sit through 2.5 hours of it. You get kind of the experience with it here. So now I know what to torture Jerry with the most if I ever need to do that.
I didn't hate it. Oh, with Swans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the other Joy
No,
Division
that
record.
2.5 hours of that, except it's amplified more, and it's
No, I would hate that.
absolutely terrifying. But yeah, this
Yeah.
this definitely is a glimpse into that, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, this record's actually like really fantastic. It's a grower, but like from track 4 to like track 7 is like an insanely good run. Wilderness and Interzone aren't bad, but they don't stand up to those other two. But then the outro just knocks it out of the park. Yeah, I need a lot more listens on this thing, but I can definitely see the hype of where people are coming from with like how acclaimed this record is. It feels like a David Bowie album for me, where it's like everybody talks about it in such a high regard, and I need to like focus on like just re-listening to it and like getting it, because I feel like I'm very close with this record. I feel like track 2 and 3 and stuff like that I have to kind of get still, but like the rest of this I'm really 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 messing with.
Yeah. I would say I liked it more than I thought I was going to when I saw that it was post-punk. Like, oh man, Babby's making me listen to another post-punk record, and everyone's going to get angry at me in the comments. But I don't know. Track 4 through 7, really, really solid. Everything surrounding that I could kind of take or leave. But I don't know. Again, this is not what I'm going to listen to generally, especially with the last few records we've had. I still need to get into Wise Blood, and Sling and Paper Mache Dream Balloon. So, mm, I don't know. It's getting overshadowed this retrospective season.
Now you can say that you've listened to it though.
I have listened to it, and you
It'll be
can't take
Buy
that away
all the
from
shirts
me.
you want.
Yeah.
That's right. I can buy the shirt.
Get a poster for your wall.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've listened to it once, but it looks pretty cool, so I'm hanging it up.
put it right there,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent. I think it didn't jump out at me as being like, "Oh, this is amazing," but I'm not gonna say it's bad either because it's not. But you know, it's not what I expected from a post-punk album, obviously, because it's not what today's post-punk is. But yeah, it was good, but you know, I'm not gonna come back to it very often. I don't think. I enjoyed the Money Store more, if that's worth anything to anybody. But
I
How
don't know.
much did
Do
you like
can
the
compare
Money
those at all?
Store? I don't. Because were you like right in the middle? Because Babby loved it and I hated it.
it was entertaining. I would
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember where you stood on that.
I think I gave it like a 7 off rip, which is
Off
you know,
rip.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this was an interesting one because this is where like a lot of influences stem to like what we now listen to. So it's cool to like hear where that started. Yeah, I need to listen to this thing a lot more, and then I'll talk about it again in the retrospective. That'll be pretty soon, very soon.
Probably a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple
I
weeks
think.
out. So stay tuned if you want updated thoughts, because I'm definitely gonna need some time with this thing. But that's it for this one. Wheel time.
No, it isn't. Time to spin a wheel.
Yep.
Wheel. I hope it's a yikes.
Okay. Whew. I get so scared
I don't know why you only get scared when it's a yikes on mine.
because they're bad albums.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these. They're good albums, like Macho Man Randy Savage's album. It's a good album. Okay, we're into good zone.
There's so many good options in here.
I know. I think I'm gonna do the House of Balloons by the weekend.
Let's go.
Yo, got platinum off a mixtape. He said that in one of the
You
songs.
said that once.
I don't remember which one, but he did. So we didn't clap to cut that in, so it's not going to be a smash cut.
That's fine. I'll just listen to it over. Yeah.
Okay.
Next time, House of Balloons, the weekend. You are going to completely change your entire perception on the weekend after you listen to that. So,
Oh yeah,
yes.
I've heard "Can't Feel My Face." Okay,
Oh, you
I've
are.
heard Blinding Lights. All right.
okay, I know him.
This man's never listened to loft music. Oh, geez.
What is a lot?
So I don't own a loft, so I'm not
Oh,
rich.
geez. Oh, geez.
We have to move to New York City.
New York City.
Get some sort of
my own
loft.
God.
Is there a House of Balloons on? Okay, they did do that. Okay.
Yes, there
Ooh,
is.
OG.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, we got the party and the after party, glass table girls, loft music. Oh my god, oh my god! It's been
gonna
like
be fun
8 years
after
since I've heard this. All right,
Is this the first one in the trilogy?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is gonna completely change your entire perception of the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard Don FM, After Hours, and Starboy. Oh, and My Dear Melancholy.
Okay,
So all of his new stuff.
yeah,
None of his older stuff.
you are in for a treat. I
Oh,
I
boy.
think you'll like it. I think
What if I hate it?
you might
What
not
if I
like it,
hate
honestly.
it?
To be
Really?
completely honest with you, but we'll
Keep
get
it
there.
a
We'll
stack.
get there. Keep it a stack.
Why would you tell me that I wouldn't like it? You should have told me that before I put it on the good
No,
wheel,
we
you
have to
coward.
listen to it.
Okay. I'm gonna switch out the voices and I'm gonna do Wise Blood again.
Yeah. We'll do it a second time.
I'll do it again. But this time I'll do a blindfolded.
Ooh, I'll have one ear covered. I can only
That's
hear
right.
it through the right channel.
Mono only.
Ooh, mono, mono y mano.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it.
That should be a sub series. The mono e mono reactions, where we do only the mono versions of songs.
That would be so bad.
Are you kidding me?
What? Are you serious?
Join us next time for the weekend.
I
Not
won't do
not
it.
not on the weekend. We upload on Mondays. Abel Tesfaye, the House of Balloons.
Good friend of the show.
Good friend of the
Friend
show,
of the
Abel
show.
Tesfaye. Yeah. Stay tuned.
It's well-
We have a podcast somewhere in the description where you can listen to us talk about other random things. Three white boys with a podcast. You know how it be.
It's a little more organized than that, but yeah.
Yeah, we are kind of organized now. Yeah, that's all we got. Just like, comment, subscribe, recommend us albums. We'll put them on our gigantic wheel that you got a sneak peek at. And we're going to be doing a marathon soon. So we're going to start going through those again. We have a very
We're
slim
gonna
chance.
get rid of the wheel.
Yes.
We're gonna go through all of them. We're not gonna finish the marathon until we go through every single.
We'll be
album
here
on the
for
wheel.
3 years.
Probably more.
Yeah. Very nice.
Very nice, man.
My wife.
My wife.